Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 88 of the In From Japan podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest news on Japan-developed games and other things in relation to them. Available on YouTube and in most places podcasts can be found. As always, I'm your host, Erroll Moss, with my co-host, the phenomenon from Suriname, Jason Corder.
Hey.
And we're going to get right into the Japanese games we've been playing, and we've both been playing more Tales of Arise. I'm almost done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how long I have left.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm on not the starship, on
Renan? Or Rena?
on the thing like right before it. I just talked to the red guy. The red alien guy, and now it's just saying to go talk to some other people. I mean, I talked to those other people too.
Yeah, you have to talk to the... No, I don't want to...
And then I have to... right now, I just have to talk to my party.
I don't want to spoil it, so, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're pretty much close to the final dungeon.
But these skits are killing me, man.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so... Normally, I'm fine with the skits in the Tales series. Like, I'll defend them on most days, but it feels so unbalanced in this game, where a lot of plot significant exposition happens in the skits, and it feels like it could have been either cut down or integrated into the main cutscenes. Because usually in the past, while there was exposition and fleshing out of lore, the skits were more used for character moments, I feel. So that the personalities can shine, and the character development happens sort of in interstitials between missions, so to speak.
Yeah.
But here it's just, a plot point dropped. Oh, we have to discuss it in a skit.
Thing after thing after
it's
thing.
Like 2 or 3 immediately following each other up. It's like, this is so unbalanced. Did you
it's too much.
Did you forget to edit some of the story stuff? Because what's also egregious is that a lot of the skits are repeating the same information. So
Right.
It ends up being far too long for far little said. Like 2 or 3 skits following each other with really no resolution in them. It's so annoying. Because we're at the end of the game and we want to finish it, but we just keep getting...
And they just keep popping up?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I know I don't have to listen to them, but I'm also afraid that...
But there's a ding and it keeps happening.
Yeah, I mean, you also don't want to miss anything that could be very significant to the characters or the overall story. Because quite a lot is revealed in the skits that is not revealed in the main story.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, on how many hours are you currently?
I want to say around 30.
So that's pretty good, all things considered.
Roughly.
And I'm guessing you still don't do much of the side quests.
I do a little bit, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's the side quest where it's like, I'm on the way to something anyway, or like I'm in that area anyway, because they're pretty easy. And then half the quests are like, oh, do you have this item? Yes, I do. Here you go.
Or you have to fight an enemy, and maybe on the way to the location you already beat it, and
right,
and that's already settled. So I'm more of a completionist when it comes to Tales games. So I'm currently on, I think, almost hour 65 or 70. The thing is, when you do all the side quests and all the extra activities, it kind of doubles in length. Because from all the reviews and previews I've read and seen and heard, people were floating around, I want to say, hour 41 or hour 50 when they beat the game. So I'm kind of wondering how much of the side stuff they have or have not seen, because there is a lot. even factoring all the skits in it. I think about a fifth of the game is battles, and the rest is just story and exposition.
Yeah. I think I used to, No, I think what happened was I was having a hard time fighting Almadria, and so after that I did a handful of side quests to level up a bit, and that helped.
Do you also fight against the giant Zoogles?
Sometimes, yeah, I was doing a little bit of that too.
Beating them helps because they also give you astral flowers, and those up your CP gauge by 10 points. And you need...
Yeah, that's really helped too. And you really need the CP.
Exactly, because healing in this game is no joke. I was in the final dungeon, and I was struggling. Like, I'm right at the door of the final... I don't want to say how many bosses, but the final selection of bosses. And I was out of healing items and no CP, and my god.
Oof. And there was no mysterious...
Yeah, there was no mysterious aura circle thingy to heal me. So the thing is, do I want to spoil that? There is a secret boss that reappears throughout the Tales series, and you there's no detour, but you also don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can just go ahead to the main boss fights. That's all I'll say. But yeah, are you still liking it, or have you?
Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Sometimes the parts where you're just talking to a bunch of characters can get a little boring, just because you kind of do it so much at once. Sometimes I feel like.
Yeah, I was listening to 99 Potions, the Fanbyte RPG podcast, and Imran summed it up pretty well by saying these characters just won't shut up. Man, I wasn't feeling it in part 1 of the story, but part 2, oh boy.
I just meant every time it's a mission where there's a part where it's like, oh, go talk to some of the people to get info on this thing. And it just feels like they talk to everybody, and then you have to talk to the party, and then you have to
I mean,
it gets pretty tedious.
It gets really tedious, and I wouldn't have minded if they probably cut it down by 30%. And if they folded a lot of the story dialogue within each other, because again, it's a lot of talking and repeating the same information we know without really revealing anything. Yeah, it could have been so much better and so much smoother. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna be glad to have finish it soon. Soon enough, at least.
And you're playing it on story difficulty, right? Are you still having trouble or figuring out how the battle system works, or?
No, not so much. Because now I have enough skills and all the dodges and stuff.
What also
enough titles.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to get to that. What helps is unlocking titles. If you hover in the middle of the titles ring, when it's not unlocked, you can get a hint as to what you should be doing to unlock said title. So that helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I noticed I wasn't giving my characters new moves and stuff as frequently as I probably should have been, so that I always every couple fights or so, or couple sections of the story, I check and make sure I'm doing that. It
can get a bit micromanagey, at certain points, because especially this is what annoys me is when I'm fighting an enemy and they have a special affinity to one of the elements, then I have to go into the arts menu and turn off the specific arts that are resistant to that enemy. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a lot of min-maxing, and I just want to get on with the fight. And you also sometimes have to switch out your weapons because they also boost certain elemental arts. It's an RPG, so I guess I should have seen this coming, but there's a lot of tedium involved in all this min-maxing.
Right.
You still there?
Yeah, my nephew's just been kind of loud. So if you hear any loud noises, that's what that is. Anyway, next up, it's time for the In From Japan J-List, where we talk about recent video game-related entertainment news. First up, Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th Anniversary Kaiba Corporation Store will open for a year. This is by Stephanie Liu for Siliconera. A Kaiba Corporation Store will open up for a year from September 30th, 2021 in commemoration of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series 25th Anniversary. Throughout the year, the store will have 4 different seasons of original merchandise and events. So far, there are 3 pieces of merchandise on the official website. The 4 seasons of goods from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th Anniversary Kaiba Corporation Store will focus on the 4 main arcs. They are Duelist Kingdom, Battle City, Pharaoh's Memories, and Ceremonial Battles. Oh, so not any of the filler arcs. These are the 4 main story arcs of Yu-Gi-Oh! After the series shifted gears to focus more on the Duel Monsters card game. So far, we know that 3 pieces of merch will be available from the store when it opens on September 30th, 2021. Card illustration poster, 3 variations for 2,200 yen. Dual Clash boxer pants, 6 variations, medium-large sizes for 2,970 yen. And 25th anniversary logo can badge set for 660 yen. Unsurprisingly, the Blue Eyes White Dragon will be one of the posters, though the other 2 variations are still unannounced. All of the boxers will have a plain black front, whereas the back will have iconic monsters from the series. The boxers on the website have the Thousand Eyes Restrict on one leg and the Magician of Black Chaos on the other. This is a reference to Duelist Kingdom. The Kaiba Corporation Store will open from September 30th, 2021 for a year. More merchandise will appear in the store as time goes on. Information and updates will be available from the official Kaiba Corp website. Fans can also pre-order the Ultimate Kaiba set starting on September 21st, 2021. So, get those pre-orders in, I guess, if you're a big Kaiba fan. Next up, Ultraman Collection Live announced for September 24th. This is from Tokusatsu Network by Ryan Firestein. That's a cool name. The next Ultraman Connection Live will take place on September 24th, featuring multiple guests and the premiere of the director's cut of Ultra Galaxy Fight: The Absolute Conspiracy. On September 24th, the next Ultraman Connection Live will be hosted on Ultraman Connection and YouTube. Ultraman Connection Live, Ultraman official YouTube special, featuring SH Figuarts, will feature multiple guest appearances throughout the show in celebration of the Ultraman official YouTube channel, soon to be 2 million subscriber milestone. Returning to host the event is Shawn Nichols, who played Shaun White in Ultraman Max. And there's a bunch of guests appearing. They said fans can also look forward to surprise canonical revelations that will impact the future of the Ultra series. Fans who register online through UltramanConnection.com will also have the opportunity to view the premiere of Ultra Galaxy Fight: The Absolute Conspiracy Director's Cut Edition. This version of the series will include 10 minutes of never-before-seen footage, not a part of the original airing of the series. The director's cut for Ultra Galaxy Fight New Generation Heroes will also be made available on Ultraman Connection for the event. And then there's going to be more info revealed for the next chapter of the Ultra Galaxy Fight series, which will include ties to the currently running Ultraman Trigger series. On September 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. So I might check that out if it's subtitled in English. And then this is some big movie news we got today during today's Nintendo Direct, and I wanted to separate it from everything else.
Okay.
So we got casting for the upcoming Mario animated movie. And so Miyamoto came out and is like, I just wanted to tell you some of us about our cast. We got Chris Pratt as Mario, which a lot of people are not happy about.
It's the internet. What else can I say?
I mean, yeah. I get why, because of certain things having to do with certain things he attends. But I also, my voice actors I follow also just don't like a lot of this casting because
it's
they're
stunt casting. But
right.
It literally happens with every IP getting a big release it has been the norm, and it has been the norm since Aladdin, if I'm not mistaken, and it will probably stay the norm till the end of time.
I don't think Chris Pratt as Mario is a great pick. Everyone else I'm kind of fine with. It's kind of funny. We got Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, which is the best thing ever.
That's the most chaotic energy ever.
Jack Black as Bowser, which sounds also amazing. Great casting. Keegan, he better get a musical number. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. And now we know that Donkey Kong's going to be in this movie. Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek, Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike, and the surprise cameos from Charles Martinet. And there was no Wario announced yet. So, and he does voice... somebody brought up the point that Wario is the one character that Charles Martinet does full lines for. Like full sentences for. Maybe that changed with Odyssey.
I mean, I don't know. I'd say don't hold out hope for Wario.
No, I know, but people were just saying like, oh, maybe that's why. Or like I saw somebody joke like, well, maybe he's voicing he voices Mario whenever Mario jumps.
Well, I was gonna say this is intended to be the start of a franchise. So if you don't see Wario or Luigi in part 1, maybe you'll see them in part 2. So just give it time.
Going off this casting list, if there was like a Smash Brothers movie, it just and you have to be, I mean, not consistent is not the right word, but going with this casting list, who would you think they would choose as Kirby?
So that's the thing. How do I say this? Mario is probably going to be an adventure, action adventure movie. So that tonally speaking changes how you should approach casting. Because I think the way they're casting it is akin to how they casted, let's say, the Lego movie. So a Smash Brothers movie would probably have much of the same cast, but also have a different tone, and you have to cast accordingly. But who would I want as Kirby? That is a good question.
Oh, not who would you want? Who do you think they would choose as Kirby based off of a casting list like this?
Someone who can transform themselves into practically any role.
I don't know about that. My joke answer is Michael Cera.
No, that's not a good answer.
It's not. You're taking this too seriously.
Well, you presented the question to me, so I have to think about it.
No, but I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not. This isn't. I mean, like, because you see these people putting these fake things, like, oh, Nicolas Cage as Wario, or like people are doing these like fake ones.
People
now.
joke about Nicolas Cage, but he voiced Spider-Man Noir in Into the Spider-Verse and
Superman in the Teen Titans Go movie.
Yeah, so he could get it.
But yeah, I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying like what's an actor who like you wouldn't think of them voicing Kirby.
Oh, okay.
So
your question is what?
And that's why I said
what
Michael
out of
Cera.
left field casting choice?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's how I should have phrased it.
Okay. Out of left field, The Rock. More serious, probably Taika Waititi.
Terry Crews.
No, not Terry Crews. Terry Crews could work. if The Rock isn't available, probably Terry Crews. But the more serious choice would probably be, well, quote unquote serious, would be Taika Waititi.
But yeah, I guess holiday 2022. I guess we'll see how that turns out.
Like, let's cool it. We have literally seen nothing of this movie, so
no,
it's too early to cast judgment on anything. Well, apparently not on Chris Pratt's character, but I digress.
Yeah. Yeah.
The internet's a mess.
Yeah. Next up is recommended content from the past week other than news listed out. Links and paste bin in the description. We have Lost Judgment finds its own voice in the Yakuzaverse, but it's messy by our friend Michael Higham over at Fanbyte. Feature How One of Anime's Greatest Directors Got Their Start with Digimon by Daniel Dockery for Crunchyroll. Star Wars Visions broken down by Stars, Wars, and Visions by Petrana Radulovic for Polygon.
That's a good
review.
Good
Review Death Stranding Director's Cut offers stronger bonds by Jenni Lada for Siliconera. And then we have How Boss Fight Books Change Video Game Literature for the Better by Aidan Moher for Fanbyte. Next up is the news rundown, and I will let our bearer of bad news and Shinigami take it away with our one piece of baddish news we have today.
Okay, Bankai. First up, we have fans gather to say goodbye to a legendary Sega arcade. This is by Brian Ashcraft for Kotaku. Last month, Sega announced that its Sega Ikebukuro Gigo arcade would be closing on September 20th. Yesterday, fans gathered to say goodbye to the legendary game center at a ceremony Sega held to mark the end of its 28th year run. Out front hung a sign that read in Japanese, "Thank you for 28 years." Staff wore shirts with the same message while loudspeakers played Hotaru no Hikari, the light of the firefly, set to the tune of Auld Lang Syne, but with different lyrics. The song is commonly played in Japanese stores right before closing. That's nice. After the countdown to the arcade's final closing, the arcade's manager climbed atop a ladder to give a speech, recounting Sega Ikebukuro Gigo's history. He wanted to make clear that the arcade was not shuttering due to COVID-19, but rather unavoidable circumstances. According to Famitsu, and as Kotaku previously reported, the lease agreement ended, and the primary factor for the arcade's closure was the building's renovations. If it were in my power, I'd want to stay open forever at this. I'd want to stay open forever at this location and greet the happy faces of our wonderful customers," said the arcade manager. Unfortunately, at this time, the way it turned out was the arcade has closed. You can click on the article for even more info on this story. It's sad for sure, but it's nice to see that the arcade was so beloved that a lot of people came by to say its farewells, or say their farewells. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But as the manager said, there were unforeseen circumstances, and I'm guessing the higher ups at Sega didn't really see any financial incentive in keeping it open. Probably. I'm just speculating at this point. And they did sell off 90% of their arcade business, if I'm not mistaken. So there's also that. But yeah, sad. But yeah, the show must go on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see like arcades even in Japan like just kind of closing. Because that was kind of the last real... I mean, there's still arcades here and there, but like that was the last place that like really had arcades. I mean, it still does.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's also because I think Tokyo is redeveloping a lot of their properties at this point. And a lot of the older buildings just don't fit within that plan. So maybe we'll see if and when the redevelopment settles that they might reopen or reestablish an arcade in one of the greater Tokyo areas. But we'll see. Next up, speaking of Sega in the good-ish news, a new RPG for smartphones has been announced/revealed. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Sega has released a teaser trailer and opened a countdown website for a new RPG for smartphone, and they plan to announce it during the Tokyo Game Show 2020 online livestream on October 1st at 10:50 Japan Standard Time, 10:50 p.m. I should say. You will be able to watch the announcement on YouTube. You can click on the article for the trailer, teaser, and a breakdown of the announcement. So we speculated about this last week, and pretty much the next day they announced what it would be. It's a smartphone RPG. And, you know, it's unfortunate it's not on console, but it's nice to see that the RPG genre lives on.
Could be on console later. You never know.
Or on Steam, with the way things have been going lately.
Yeah.
So either Switch or Steam. So we'll see.
Yeah. Next up, we have Bubble Bobble 4 Friends, The Baron's Workshop for PC, launches September 30th. Puzzle platform includes Stage Creator on PC. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Bubble Bobble 4 Friends, The Baron's Workshop will launch on PC via Steam on September 30th for $39.99, developer Taito announced. It will be available at a 15% off discount price for the first week of release. Exclusive to the Steam version, create, share, and download new Bubble Bobble stages with players around the world. Unlock various blocks, enemies, and gimmicks as you play through the main campaign. So that's neat. We got a release date for that. And then we have Puzzle Bobble 3D Vacation Odyssey for PS5, PS4, and PlayStation VR. Launches October 5th. Oh, I thought this was VR only. Guess not. Once again by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. It will launch for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 with PlayStation VR support on October 5th, developer Survios announced, not Taito. Overview of game. There's 100 new 3D puzzles. A classic remade for cross-reality play, full PlayStation VR support, 3 distinct puzzle modes, master 100 progressively difficult puzzles in story mode, kick back and pop endless puzzles in infinite mode, or hop into online 1 versus 1 duel mode, which supports matches across PS5, PS4, and PSVR. Easy to pick up and play, challenging to master. Color blindness accessibility options. 3 distinct color blindness accessibility options make it possible for players who have red, green, blue yellow, or black yellow? Blue yellow, or UNI to play. That's good. I might pick this up. I didn't realize it was for... I thought it was VR only.
Well,
I've been looking for a new puzzle bobble type thing to play.
And now you got the real deal.
So that's kind of perfect. Yeah. Next up, Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker expansion job actions trailer. This is once again by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Square Enix has released a new trailer for the Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker expansion, including introducing the job actions for the Dragoon, Warrior, Red Mage, Scholar, Dark Knight, Dancer, Machinist, Bard, Astrologian, White Mage, Black Mage, Sage, Sage, Monk, Summoner, and Reaper classes. And there are a bunch of details. There's job adjustments. Updates include significant changes to Summoner job mechanics, the addition of single target buffs for all healer jobs, timing-based effects added to some tank defensive cooldowns, and much more. Duty reward adjustments for trials on different difficulties. System-related updates, adjustments to H. This is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Just watch the
So
trailer.
go, watch the video. Oh, and there's a thing where, thing that's later anyway, is the Dragon Quest. Oh, we don't even need those two other stories. And then there also, the Final Fantasy 15 event is going on from now through October 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, players who have reached level 50 and completed the main scenario quest, The Ultimate Weapon, can participate to earn numerous rewards, including Noctis's hairstyle and outfit, the 4-player Regalia Type G mount, and more. Players who had previously completed the quest can use the new seasonal event replay feature to experience it once again and adventure alongside Noctis. And then the Final Fantasy XIV Dragon Quest X collaboration event is back from October 19th through November 11th with the Breaking Brick Mountains collaboration event. Players can take part in this limited time event battling powerful and pernicious golems to earn Dragon Quest themed rewards. It's very easy. So if you're a Dragon Quest fan and missed your chance to do that last time, it's not a hard quest to do at all.
Are you gonna do it?
And then
or have you done it?
Yeah, I did it already.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it a while back. But remember, I'm a Hrothgar, so the slime crown hat does not fit my head. The thug mug does though, so that's good.
Well, there's at least that.
And then Final Fantasy XIV Letter from the Producer Live number 67 will be on November 5th, 2021, as he reveals more of what is to come in Endwalker, including details on new player versus player content, additional crafter and gatherer updates, gameplay changes, and more. So yeah, just counting down the days until Endwalker. I plan on trying to finish Shadowbringers next month before Endwalker comes out.
I don't know if I'll be able.
I have enough time.
I don't know if I'll be able to catch up because.
Well, the nice thing about Shadowbringers is you can go in dungeons with NPCs.
No, the thing is, I'm now in Stormblood. I think the second part.
Right.
I think. And then there's Patch Quest, and then the Shadowbringers, and then the Patch Quest,
Right.
and then the. I'll just see you next year, probably.
Yeah. And then next up, Orca co-developing Dragon Quest XII: The Flames of Fate. Dragon Quest, once again by Saruman for Gamatsu. Orca is recruiting Unreal Engine 5 game development staff to work on Dragon Quest XII: The Flames of Fate and unannounced Unreal Engine developed game content, the company announced. The Shinjuku-based developer previously co-developed Dragon Quest XI: Echoes of an Elusive Age and Dragon Quest XI S: Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition with Square Enix, as well as Ace Combat 7: Skies Unknown with Bandai Namco, among other titles. There's a bunch of different positions that they're looking for. So that's good. We know it'll look good.
Yeah. Didn't we last week say that another company was also helping with co-development? Or was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's probably going to be a massive title.
All hands on deck.
So, yeah. Oh, well. It's good to see. Good to see. Next up, we have Neo. World Ends With You launches for PC on September the 28th. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. The PC version of Neo The World Ends With You will launch via Epic Game Store on September 28th for about $60. Publisher Square Enix and developer Hand? Huh. That's okay. Hand announced. Neo The World Ends With You first launched on PS4 and Switch on July 27th worldwide. So that's a third platform I'll be able to play on, should I ever get to it. I mean, the Switch is right there, though. It's so easy to use. Next up, we have Naoki Yoshida and Hironobu Sakaguchi to discuss RPG's future and Final Fantasy 16 at Tokyo Game Show 2021. This is by Andrew Kia for Siliconera. Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi and Final Fantasy XIV producer and director Naoki Yoshida will hold a special presentation on the appeal and potential of RPG at Tokyo Game Show 2021. Famitsu will host the presentation on October 2nd, 2021, starting at 9 a.m. Japan time, or October 1st, 2021, 8 p.m. Eastern time, or 2 a.m. Central Eastern time. Sakaguchi also said on Twitter that he would ask Yoshida about Final Fantasy 16 during this Tokyo Game Show 2021 talk. Shout out to Famitsu. Click on the article if you want to know more.
Yeah, so that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm just expecting a very light conversation. Don't go thinking, oh, Sakaguchi's returning to Square, or oh, Yoshida dropped.
I think it'll.
Uh huh.
I think it'll still be an interesting conversation at the very least.
Oh, definitely, because Sakaguchi is more or less the origin of Final Fantasy, and Yoshida is currently helming the latest
14 and 16.
Yeah, the latest mainline entry. So it's a very fitting thing to have past and present collaborate like this.
Next up, Pokemon Trading Card Game Live announced for PC, iOS, and Android. Soft launch and global open beta due out later in 2021. This is by Romano Frigamatsu. The Pokemon Company has announced Pokemon Trading Card Game Live for PC, Mac, iOS, and Android. It will launch as a free-to-play game around the world and localized in English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, and Brazilian Portuguese. A soft launch is due out for iOS and Android in Canada later in 2021, as well as a global open beta for PC and Mac. There's an overview where you can play the trading card game on your preferred platform, unless it's not on Switch though. You can play against friends, see your friends' online status, send, accept, and deny battle requests, pair with players of similar skill level via online matchmaking, use your favorite Pokemon Trading Card Game Live pre-constructed deck or build a custom deck, build and edit decks, earn rewards with Battle Pass, play daily quests to level up your Battle Pass and unlock higher rewards. Every day, 2 new quests are available that will provide players with XP progression and quest rewards, progress and Battle Pass ladders to unlock in-game cosmetics, booster packs, and more. Okay. It's unclear. Is it not paid? I don't know.
I'm guessing you can scan a code to get the cards you paid for in real life in the game, as they do with the online service.
Like the old Yu-Gi-Oh games?
And I'm guessing maybe you could buy digital packs as like an added booster thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there will also be...
there's some stuff.
Uh-huh.
Redeem rewards. Unlock in-game content and accessories at no cost by completing quests and objective. Coins. Get cool new apparel and emotes for your avatar and deck customizations such as deck boxes and card sleeves. Coins can be earned by completing quests, leveling up, increasing your rank, and more. And then you have credits. Transfer up to 4 copies of a unique Pokemon trading card game card. 1 copy of an Ace Spec or Prism Star card. Mm-hmm. 1 copy of each part of a Pokemon V Union card. And 59 copies of a basic energy card from your existing Pokemon trading card game online account. Additional copies of Pokemon trading card game cards can be converted into credits, which can be redeemed for single cards to add to your collection. Credits can also be earned by achieving various milestones within the game. And then with crystals, earn booster packs, promo cards, and special bundles in the in-game shop to add cards to your collection. In addition, use crystals to upgrade your experience to the Premium Pass, and Premium Pass Plus crystals can be earned by completing quests. Okay, so it seems like you can do this without money.
Okay, so hopefully in-game currency will, help us not freak out when this game drops, because it will probably be primarily aimed at children, so that is definitely a concern. Parents, hold tight to your debit and credit cards.
And people really didn't like what the avatars look like.
Are you new? Have you not seen this art before?
It's just because they want it to be. I think they just want it to be a little more consistent.
You mean with the anime or the mainline games?
Or the games or something.
That I agree with.
But I ask, have you seen the old Pokemon trading card game video?
Mm-hmm.
At least they don't look like that.
Well, there's that. Yeah, but this has been like the style of the illustrations for years now, and well, maybe people haven't been paying attention to the games until this announcement. But oh well.
Yeah. Next up, Marvel versus. Oh, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
This is not working. This link is not working for me. Can you take this one?
Sure. Marvel vs. Capcom remaster discussion have reportedly begun. This is by Logan Plant for IGN. Digital Eclipse wants to revive Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with a remaster, and the studio head says discussions about the project have begun. In an interview with GamerHub TV on YouTube, Digital Eclipse's Mike Mika said both Disney and Capcom have been approached about the idea. Quote, "We've begun some discussions on that right now, and we're trying to see how far we can go. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's really not up to us," Mika said. "So all we can really do is just make the best case possible and try to make it easy for them and see if they're interested." End quote. Click on the article if you want to see more details. But yeah, this is coming true.
It's a step in the right direction, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this like for a few weeks now, and it's nice to see that it's coming to fruition, possibly.
Right.
So yeah, hopefully we can pummel each other online soon-ish, maybe.
Yep.
We'll see.
Next up, The Good Life launches October 15th. This is by Saramano Fugamatsu once again. Small town photography investigation game The Good Life will launch for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam on October 15th. Publisher Playism and developers White Owls and Grounding announced. There's an overview of the game. We've already talked about this game before. You can turn into cats and dogs, and you take pictures and solve mysteries. It's a good old Scooby-Doo of a time.
The good old school.
Do you have any?
I have nothing to add to that. That's perfect as is.
Yeah.
Okay, next up
You're
is Koei Tecmo announces TGS 2021 online schedule. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Koei Tecmo has announced its live stream schedule for Tokyo Game Show 2020. Get this schedule below. You can click on the article if you want to have the full schedule, because it's pretty lengthy. I'll try to do some highlights. October 2nd, you have Nobunaga's Ambition, Blue Reflection. October 1st, you have Koei Tecmo Live, Fatal Frame. October 2nd, you have a whole lot. Nothing really I want to mention. Just click on the article, then you'll have the full schedule. Okay, and next.
You missed something.
What did I miss?
On October 2nd at 1750 Japan time, whatever that translates, like, what is that, 550?
Google it. Just Google it.
Yeah, I think it's 550 because 16 is 4. Yeah. We have Time Trials, Monster Rancher, Tokyo Game Show 2021 online special program, Can We Get Everything Done? A live broadcast of the finals of the Monster Koshien 2021 Summer Tournament and information about the Memorial Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX box set. Will Kacho Fujita be able to announce everything within the time limit? Featuring Kazumi Fujita, aka Kacho Fujita, Monster Rancher series executive producer, and Akira Tsuchiya.
And I think no one is happier than Erroll at this moment.
I'm not gonna watch it.
You're
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna
that is
try.
such a plot twist.
I'll try to watch a video of it, because like, when's the last time I didn't even know. I looked for Monster Rancher tournaments like way too late when I was like I want to say I looked for them when I was like maybe 10 years old, when Monster Rancher 2 was already like super outdated.
Oh no. I mean,
Yeah.
there might be a renaissance this time. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, this does have online battle.
Yeah, so there's that.
I believe.
Okay. Next up, we have Koei Tecmo to announce Atelier 25th anniversary title at Tokyo Game Show 2021. This is by Kazuma Hashimoto for Siliconera. Koei Tecmo has revealed that it intends to reveal something special at TGS 2021 to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Atelier series. However, any details regarding this announcement outside of its date and time have yet to be revealed. Additionally, a special anniversary website is now live. The website is available in both Japanese and English. The Koei Tecmo broadcast, where it plans to announce the 25th anniversary Atelier title, will take place on October 2nd, 2021 at 8 p.m. JST, or Japan Standard Time, or 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 a.m. Pacific Time. Shout out to Gamer. Click on the article to have a few extra details. I'm still tempted to dive into the Atelier series, but
Oh, I thought you have.
no, I mean beyond what I've played in Atelier Rising.
Oh. Okay.
But it just doesn't click for me. I want to love it, but it just doesn't click for me.
I see.
Yeah. It also doesn't, sit well with me that Ryza, who is canonically a 16-year-old, I think, or 17-year-old in the first game, is kind of sexualized so much.
Oof. Little weird.
Yeah, because every now and then there will be an announcement of one of her figurines going on sale. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this, but most of it is very conflicted and not happy. But, oh well. The game is not that gross. I mean, she has a certain body type, and they don't really highlight anything of it. But all the added stuff beyond that is just,
Yeah.
Oh well.
Anywho, moving on to the main topic, the Nintendo Direct that we had today.
Okay, so
which was
something. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was something.
How do you feel about it? Like, summarize.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, whoa, for me, but it was like, oh, cool, good.
For me, it was. I tweeted out Nintendo just went Ultra Instinct because they had so many out of left field announcements, like the Animal Crossing stuff, ActRaiser coming back, and Castlevania.
Well, and yeah, we'll get to it.
The Nintendo Online stuff, and it's like,
I mean,
whoa.
some of the stuff had leaked beforehand, but
yes, and we've been speculating about the Nintendo Online stuff to death. So, but it was still nice to see. But yeah, we'll dive right on into it. First up, Smash Bros. Ultimate Final Fighter will be revealed on October 5th, 2021. This is by Graham Russell for Siliconera. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Final DLC is on the way. In the September 2021 Nintendo Direct, Nintendo confirmed the last addition to the game's roster of playable characters would appear in video presentation on October 5th, 2021. This will be the final video for the game. Masahiro Sakurai, the game's director, will reveal and show off the fighter at 7 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The presentation will last roughly 40 minutes. Past character showcases videos, also hosted by Sakurai, have revealed music tracks and upcoming amiibo figures. You can click on the article for an added bit of information. Any ideas who the final character will be? You get one serious answer and one joke answer.
Serious answer? I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't think Sora's going to be in it.
And your joke answer would be?
Joke answer. That can't be a joke answer because Jibanyan from Yokai Watch? I don't know.
I mean, that could work. It would be
Suezo from Monster Rancher.
I mean, they are super out of left field, but sure.
I mean, does Koei Tecmo have a representative?
Well, they would like hit the sword demographic if they added Ryu Hayabusa to it.
Ryu Hayabusa, right?
Yeah. So,
but Suezo or Mochi.
I like where you're.
But I'm going with Suezo because Suezo is literally just an eyeball with a big tongue.
I like where your head's at. I doubt they'd go out with such a whimper though. No disrespect.
Yeah,
to
that's
Suezo.
true. That's true. People would be very confused and not happy.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's in Monkey Ball.
Yeah. So I mean, small victories.
Danny DeVito.
He's not a video game character, but okay.
Just Danny DeVito. Well, you don't know that.
I mean, if you count the Batman Returns video game where Penguin is featured, so there's that. Or Phil from.
He voices. Yeah, Phil from Hercules. Yeah.
I mean, but still, the only video game characters rule still applies. They still haven't added. Well, if they added Doom Guy could have like a sword.
John Cena.
Still not a video game character, so no.
Yeah, but he's in wrestling video games.
He has to be originally have been a video game character.
Okay.
So that's the criteria. I
Bowlin.
Do you want Yuji Naka to cry? I'm thinking it might be Doom Guy because guns, swords. That pretty much fills many niches that
right.
people love. It's not a
Chris Pratt.
It's not a. Do you want the rest of the internet to cry? I mean, it could probably also be a Pokemon or a Fire Emblem character just to mess with.
Right. There's no Gen 8 Pokemon to Smash yet.
Yeah. It's Brewster from Animal Crossing.
I think it would be if it was a Gen 8 Pokemon, I think it would be most likely to be Scorbunny.
Wait, what's the
Or not Scorbunny, Cinderace. Cinderace.
What's the Animal Crossing character that does the announcements in New Horizon?
I don't know.
What's her name
I haven't played
again?
Animal Crossing in ages. Isabel's already in it, but
is it Isabel?
No, Isabel's already in Smash.
Yeah, so that's the one who does the announcements. It's Isabel. So I'm guessing
She's already there.
Isabel.
Resetti?
No, Isabel. She's already there, so she can't be a new announcement. Resetti. No.
Tortimer comes back from the dead.
How do you end a DLC series by both being a celebration and also being out of left field and a surprise?
Rayman.
No. Like, Rayman is like a celebrated character, but I don't think he'll resonate enough as being the cap at the end of the run of characters. Oh well. We could talk about this the whole episode, so let's move on. Next up,
Ray Romano.
Moving on, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
I like that pause.
Coming in November 2021. This is by Carly Garcia for Carly Garcia for Siliconera.
For Animal Crossing.
I mean, she could be an Animal Crossing character, for all we know. An Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct is scheduled for October 21st. No, October 2021. I'm reading that wrong. October 2021 with an update for the title set to release in November 2021. Originally teased by Nintendo in a Twitter post in July 2021, the upcoming Direct was announced during today's Nintendo Direct stream. It also included a brief teaser trailer showing a bit of Brewster's Cafe. Excuse me. The Roost, which is the title of the cafe, and this will be an addition to the Animal Crossing New Horizons Museum. So, this has been on people's minds for so long. It's nice to see that it's coming to fruition. And Callie Plague was the first name I saw mentioning this on my Twitter, so I'm happy for her.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy for you people who wanted Brewster, and now you have Brewster.
Right. Next up, 2 new courses and characters revealed for Mario Golf Super Rush, releasing today. This is from Nintendo Wire by Mark Kaleroff, because that was just the source that when I looked it up, because it wasn't on anything else yet. At today's Nintendo Direct, the second major free update for Mario Golf Super Rush was revealed. The upcoming content coming to the game will include 2 new characters and courses that will work across all modes. Players will very soon be able to take on the clubs of the classic Koopa Troopa and Ninja from Super Mario Bros. 2. I thought Koopa Troopa was already in. The courses in question will take on a Winter Snowland and Desert Oasis theme. Both did not receive official names, however. Players should know what they are by the hour. And Ninja can run a little faster than everybody else, I guess.
I mean, it's probably for the younger members of the audience that would have that added boost.
Yeah, maybe have a harder time grasping the
so
picking up the things.
Here, little Timmy, you can play as this weird ninja character and have a head start.
Yeah, from Super Mario Bros. 2. I didn't know that was a ninja. I thought that was just a weird little enemy that just jumped up. And that's all
a
it
bad
did.
goblin thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about it while playing Super Mario 2. I'm just like, it's a thing that jumps.
Yeah. It's a thing that
That's
jumps.
a ninja. Yeah, I don't know. Next up, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion announced, due out in summer 2022. Well, this is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu once again. Capcom has announced Monster Hunter Rise expansion, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. It will launch for Switch and PC via Steam in summer 2022. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak will include an all-new storyline with more new monsters, in addition to new locales, gameplay elements, quest rank, and more. And there was like a cool-looking dragon thing in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And should be a good big expansion.
So
maybe it'll improve Rise the way that Iceborne improved World, and I'll like it more. Not that I don't like Rise. I like it fine. It's just, I don't know.
You want more.
Yes. It's no stories too, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think you've banged the stories 2 drum hard enough for this year, so let it rest.
Yeah, I had to get sell those 1 million copies somehow.
You single-handedly bought all 1 million copies.
No.
That would have been wild.
That's too much. That's like when former GameSpot person Joey Yee bought a bunch of Deal or No Deal Nintendo DS game.
I mean, there's love for a game, and then there's
like
that
$1.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we could just give these away. And then speaking of Monster Hunter Spotlight TGS 2021 presentation announced. This is by Jenni Lada for Siliconera. People won't have to wait long for more Monster Hunter Rise news. Capcom announced a Monster Hunter Spotlight showcase for TGS 2021. The presentation will be held on September 30th, 2021, right in the midst of the event. People can catch it at 6 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. BST. There's a tweet announcing it, and it will probably have more info about Sunbreak, hopefully. I mean, it's not until next summer anyway.
Gotcha.
So it's not for quite some time.
It'll be good. Next up, we have Voice of Cards, The Owl Dragon Roars launches October 28th for PS4, Switch, and PC. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Voice of Cards, The Owl Dragon Roars will launch for PS4, Switch, PC via Steam on October 28th, publisher Square Enix announced. A demo is available now. You can click on the article for an overview and all the pre-order bonuses and the trailer. This is a very interesting game. It sets to mix tabletop RPG with card game battles. And it's very interesting how you also use the card game mechanics to traverse the world. Kind of, I think the closest analog would be probably Witcher Quest Thronebreaker, or I think Steam World Quest, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you like RPGs, if you like card games, this might be for you. And I'm looking forward to this a lot. The artwork is gorgeous, the music is amazing, and it could be a very, very interesting and fun time.
I mean, it's Yoko Taro. It's going to be interesting,
to say the least. I think this is
whether it's going to be fun. I don't know.
I think this is the thing he was mentioning a few months ago, where he said he's.
I think that was only a few weeks ago.
Was it a few weeks ago?
Yeah, because I remember this name and like something about it recently. Something else about it recently.
Yeah, because he said something along the lines of, "I'm working on something, and my producer is thinking I'm crazy for even suggesting this." So yeah, I'm very happy to see that this is a thing and that we can play the demo right now. So yeah, go check it out.
That I did not know. I might try it then.
Yeah.
Next up, Chocobo GP announced for Switch, due out in 2022, once again by Sarumono Furumatsu. Square Enix has announced Chocobo GP for Switch. It will launch in 2022. Here's an overview of the game via Square Enix. Chocobo GP is a thrilling new kart racing experience set in the Chocobo universe. Featuring a variety of whimsical characters from across the franchise, players will be able to dash to the finish as the game's namesake and star, Chocobo and Friends, Chocobo GP, will challenge racers to master courses from well-known Chocobo and Final Fantasy series locations. Set off on a journey with Chocobo and Friends as they enter a racing tournament to win an unbelievable reward, a wish for anything their heart desires. Various game modes, play various modes including story and custom races, also enjoy exciting survival races in a bracket-style tournament which can support up to 64 players. Select modes, support online and or local multiplayer. Thrilling courses, race through various courses taking inspiration from the Chocobo and Final Fantasy series, including Sid's Test Track, the Streets of Alexandria, and Zozo and the Gold Saucer. Roster of beloved characters. Players can choose from a wide selection of Chocobo series characters. Magical Magicite. By collecting Magicite found within magic eggs scattered around the various tracks, racers will be imbued with magic such as fire or arrow, which can be used against their fellow racers to give them a competitive edge and speed to the finish. And if you get multiple, you get the stronger spell.
Yeah.
Now, I think this looks great for like a cartoony kart racer, right?
Yeah, it looks really charming and really fun. I'm really willing to put some time into this as a.
So I was watching Kind of Funny reacts to the Nintendo Direct for a little while, and Mr. Tim Geddes was like, I like kart racers, I like Final Fantasies, I'm not feeling this. And then at the end of the trailer, he said, it looks horrible. And I was like, what are you talking about? I got a little heated, and I was like, I know none of them saw it, but I was like, I guarantee you if this was Mario Kart 9 and it looked exactly the same and just have Final Fantasy guest characters, you'd be saying it looks amazing.
I mean, people are...
Look, Tim, you can come on our show and we can argue about graphical stuff, okay?
I mean, look...
the invitation's open.
People are...
I just didn't get... I was like, horrible? That's a little strong.
I mean, people are going to feel how they're going to feel. You can't help that. It might just be a gut reaction, and he might come...
Yeah, I needed to calm down.
He might...
Right.
He might come around when the actual
game... Yeah, maybe he'll be proven wrong. That's what I can hope for, right?
Yeah.
Also, looking at this YouTube trailer now, this actually looks really nice.
Yeah, it's a charming game. It's I think supposed to be
polished enough,
exclusive for the Switch. It looks like a fun time. I mean,
but like sometimes when something's not Mario Kart 8, it's like, oh, I don't know.
Well, look, the thing is, when a game comes out, you have to look at it with the critical lens of, does this serve the game the way it needs to be served? Would the game benefit from having ultra realistic ray tracing graphics?
Right.
If they
And like
mm-hmm.
some of the tracks look similar to Mario Kart 8 tracks, so I'm not saying it's trying to rip that off. I'm just saying like
I mean,
some of them look similar, and like I just don't. So I guess I'm not as sensitive to graphical stuff as some people are.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just say, look.
Again, it looks fine.
At a certain point, all racetracks are gonna look like each other, so don't sweat it.
Right.
Anyway,
I don't have disclaimer. I don't have anything against Tim.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
I've met him before. He's a nice dude. I just really disagree with him a lot on certain things. I just think saying this game looks horrible was a little on the extreme side, and that's why I got a little heat.
I mean,
in that Twitch chat.
You're gonna feel how you're gonna feel. Like maybe there's a game he
It wasn't like I started like insulting everybody. Like I wasn't gonna do that.
No, fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna say we're gonna disagree a lot. Sometimes there's a game you think is great, and I think it's on the softer side, or I think it's great, and you're like, nah. Like
Yeah, like how I think God of War and Breath of the Wild are both 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean it's fair enough. Like you're allowed to,
which is still good.
Yeah, I mean you're allowed to think that. I'm not gonna bash you.
Right? No. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It was just funny, and I like thought about it after. I'm like, why did I even type that? I didn't need to. Like, nobody was gonna see that. I was just like, why did I get so heated about that? And I think it's just because like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever people say like, oh, this game with this graphics look horrible, I'm just like, well, not everything. Like the Nintendo Direct doesn't, like, the YouTube trailers after almost always look better these days than the stream itself.
I wouldn't say that. If it was a live stream, like as in a production that would be showing live footage, then I could say, oh, this is a compressed video being
I think
shown.
they were also all watching it through Discord, so that probably doesn't help. Because Discord's not great about that, as I know.
I feel like we should take a step back and wait a little until the actual game is here, and then we'll see how we'll feel.
Right, and I think it looks fine. It looks like a fun kart racer. Maybe the controls are awful. I don't know.
We'll know soon enough. It looks fine. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be fun, and if it's like a decent kart racer, then more power to it. And Chocobo racing has been a thing for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
This is the sequel, so I think that's.
Yeah, it's like a pretty beloved game, isn't it?
I don't know if beloved is a good word for it.
I mean, it has a very dedicated fan base, at least.
Yeah, probably. But we should move on to the next story.
Yeah, I just needed to talk about my heated moment, just to explain, like, graphics don't matter that much to me, I guess. Depending. Depending. It very much depends on what it is.
I'd say they matter just about the same way, but for different titles. We're all very different in how we approach these games. Next up is Triangle Strategy. Release date falls in March 2022. This is by Jenni Lada for Siliconera. Okay, something real quick. Nintendo said they would be announcing the coming slate for winter. And winter ends in March, in case people forgot how seasons worked. Because typically when people hear winter, they think December and Christmas and... Fair enough, but winter lasts until mid-February, March-ish. If they said holiday season, then you could say, oh, November, December, but winter lasts a bit longer. Anyway, Square Enix's project Triangle Strategy made an appearance during the September 2021 Nintendo Direct, except this time it was just called Triangle Strategy and was given a March 4th.
Can we stop doing this, please?
Doing what?
Project blank, then taking the project out.
I'm pretty sure they're not doing this on purpose. It's the name they thought of, and
they can't think of something, and they're like, well, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, could you come up with a better name?
I mean, I don't know enough about the game but I mean, I don't know.
Exactly. It's like coming up with names is very hard, especially in creative endeavors.
Yeah, it took me a while to come up with a name for this podcast.
Well, there you go. So I'm sure they sat in a boardroom thinking about this, and they were like, you know what, screw it. Let's just call it Triangle Strategy. We have nothing else.
Yeah, like it's already right there.
Yeah, it's
it's that meme of the guys at the business meeting, and they have the Project Triangle Strategy. Okay, gentlemen, we have to think of a name for this game, and then somebody just crosses out the project.
Yeah, it's like that makes sense. That does make sense. But yeah, pre-orders are open, and details about some of the changes made based on the demo feedback appeared. There will also be a Triangle Strategy limited edition with steelbook case, cards, and dice. And I also saw like a sort of map with a question mark. So probably not yet finalized. Anyway, difficulty adjustments, UI changes, camera angle controls, ability to review previous dialogue, and streamline game flow and loading times will appear as a result of the demo feedback. You can click on the article for a full breakdown of what you can expect and a trailer. Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't finished the demo yet, but beyond the first two missions, I want to say. But yeah,
I don't know if I play the demo at all.
I'd highly suggest it, I'd highly
recommend it.
Recommend it because the graphics, the music, super great, and the gameplay would really, I think, fit your likes as far as strategy games go. So, yeah, give it a try, I'd say.
You didn't just hear a weird noise, did you?
No, I did not.
I just heard a very strange Discord noise.
It's the aliens coming to get you.
Oh no, not the, what are they called? Not the, oh, the spoilers. Not the, you know what I'm talking about.
The Renans, not the Renans.
The Renans, not the Renans. Next up, Kirby and the Forgotten Land announced for Switch. Is it due out in spring 2022? This is once again by Saruman for Gamatsu. Nintendo has announced Kirby and the Forgotten Land for Switch. It will launch in spring 2022. Here's an overview of the game via Nintendo.com. Join Kirby in an unforgettable journey through a mysterious world in a delightful 3D platforming adventure. Take control of the powerful pink puffball Kirby and move around freely in 3D stages as you discover a mysterious world with abandoned structures from a past civilization, like a shopping mall. Copy enemies' abilities like sword and ice and use them to attack and explore your surroundings. What journey awaits Kirby? Take a deep breath and get ready for an unforgettable adventure. Join Kirby in an unforgettable journey on a delightful 3D platforming adventure. Explore a mysterious world with abandoned structures, remnants of a past civilization. Copy enemies' abilities and use them to attack and explore. This is the first 3D Kirby that's finally going to get a release. Unlike that GameCube game that never happened.
Yeah, I think this is probably Kirby's Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Odyssey moment.
There was somebody said, I think it was Imran, was saying that I don't know if he said it was rumored or is that like developers of Kirby said of this game said it is very inspired by Odyssey.
I mean, I can see it in the gameplay and how fluid everything works. So yeah, it's looking like a fun time.
Yeah, I love Kirby, so I was not very happy with Star Allies.
I can.
So this looks great. It reminds me some of like more side scrolly ish parts when you're going around corners and stuff. Kind of reminds me of a Kirby 64 Crystal Shards, which is one of my favorite Kirby games.
Okay, and
because that was the only Kirby game where you could really experiment with combining powers.
And I'm guessing Star Ride fans also perked up when they saw Kirby.
The Warp Star?
Yeah, riding on the Warp Star.
Or Air Ride?
Yeah, or Air Ride, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great and like a fun time. I can't wait to see how it pans out. Next up, we have Castlevania Advanced Collection announced, available now. This is by Graham Russell for Siliconera. Castlevania Advanced Collection, a compilation of the Konami franchise's 3 Game Boy Advance releases and SNES Castlevania Dracula X, was announced in the September 23rd, 2021 Nintendo Direct. The game releases immediately on Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Xbox One and PC, and I have never clicked buy quicker, or click buy quicker. Castlevania Advanced Collection includes 3 Koji Igarashi-led Game Boy Advance games. Castlevania Circle of the Moon was a 2001 launch game for the handheld. The second game, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, followed in 2002 with elements more like the PS1 release, Symphony of the Night. And the third game, my favorite, Castlevania Area of Sorrow, starring Soma Cruz, most recently seen in Super Bomberman R Online, received a Nintendo DS sequel. That game, Dawn of Sorrow, isn't part of this pack. I'm guessing they're going to do a separate DS Castlevania game pack. Celebrating the franchise's 35th anniversary, Castlevania Advanced Collection follows Castlevania Anniversary Collection. That pack covered the series' early games, Castlevania Requiem, a 2-pack of Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood, released for PlayStation 4 in 2018. Konami also recently revived mobile release Castlevania Grimoire of Souls for Apple Arcade. You can click on the article to have a bit more extra info and a few trailers, or a trailer.
Yeah. So I have the Game Boy Advance like double pack that has, I forgot which ones it has. It only has 2 of them.
I'm guessing
and it's missing the other
first 2.
And so, but that doesn't have a rewind function. Or
no, it didn't.
Yeah.
So
I think I will pick this up because I have the other Castlevania collection. Well, the one with the old Castlevania games.
Symphony of the Night.
The other one, the one that has Kid Dracula in it.
Oh, you mean like the origins of all the Castlevania?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I do have Symphony of the Night, but I have the Xbox 360 version, and that one's just by itself.
Oh, okay.
I've played that a little bit before, and I really liked it. Even though, like, I'm not a big Metroidvania person, and I like the old school Castlevanias better. But I'm still willing to give like more Castlevania games a chance.
Okay, so I'll say that these 3 are squarely within the Metroidvania realm. So,
right.
They all have very different systems. Well, similar-ish to different. So maybe therein will lie the thing that sets them apart for you.
I'm willing to try them out at least.
Yeah, so Area of Sorrow is my favorite because that's the most streamlined of them all. It feels like the best distillation of what a Castlevania game makes, or what makes a Castlevania game. So I can't wait to replay that. I think I've already replayed it like 2 or 3 times. It's such a good game.
That's like how many times I've replayed Kirby 64.
Yeah. So yeah.
And Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna buy it after we stop recording. So yeah, good times. Next up, we have ActRaiser Renaissance is available today. This is by Josh Tolentino for Siliconera. One of the surprise September 2021 Nintendo Direct launches is ActRaiser Renaissance. It is a remaster of the 1990s ActRaiser, a unique hybrid of side-scrolling platform action game and city building, originally released on the SNES. Players take on the role of the Lord of Light, a god who must defeat Tanzra, Lord of Darkness, and his forces before they destroy civilization. The game takes place in 2 phases. One is a side-scrolling combat mode in which players defeat monsters using their weapons and magic and liberate the lands. The second phase is a top-down strategy mode where players control an angel that must help build up the liberated areas while defending the city from enemy forces. click on the article for an extra breakdown and some footage. Huh.
I've never played ActRaiser, but I know a lot of people were excited about that.
So I played it. I never got really far because I never understood the gameplay all that well. So I'm happy and willing to try this one. There was a spiritual sequel. I think it's called Soul Seraph, which didn't perform as well, if I'm not mistaken. And early chatter on the remaster of ActRaiser isn't all that positive, with a lot of people saying it doesn't look that great. I guess we'll see in the reviews coming soon. But yeah, if it strikes your fancy, you can look it up right now and have some fun revisiting a classic. So yeah, next up is you.
Rune Factory 5 launches March 22nd, 2022 in North America, March 25th in Europe, once again by Sarumano for Gamatsu. Rune Factory 5 will launch for Switch on March 22nd, 2022 in North America and March 25th in Europe, publishers Xseed Games and Marvelous Europe announced. Rune Factory 5 first launched for Switch in Japan on May 20th. There's an overview of the game. We've talked about this before, but now we finally have a Western release date after the Japanese release had a lot of bugs.
Are you going to be playing it?
As long as it works okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then fine.
I mean,
yeah, I plan on playing it.
It looks like a nice mix of farm building sim and RPG action. So
right.
Yeah, could be fun.
Next up, Splatoon 3 trailer reveals single-player mode and new weapons. This is by Andrew Kia for Siliconera. Nintendo released a new trailer for Splatoon 3, revealing some key info about the game's single-player mode and a glimpse at a few of the game's new gadgets and weapons. The game has a tentative Nintendo Switch release window of 2022. Splatoon 3 will largely take place in Splatsville, also known as the City of Chaos, where most of the Squid people live. Like the previous titles, the Inklings participate in ink-based turf wars in 2 teams of 4 players. The trailer shows one of the stages surrounded by the high-rise buildings of Splashville, which is reportedly built up with each generation to give its distinctive look. We also see the appearance of several new weapons, such as a large crab-like tank that can roll around the stage and shoot ink. The single-player story mode is titled Return of the Mammalians. As the title suggests, it will revolve around the return of mammals to the world of Splatoon. Due to rising seas, most mammals were considered extinct, and squids became the dominant life form on Earth. They evolved over time and became the Inklings. One of these small mammals seems to be the player's pet. Other darker forces may also be at play. The story mode's level designs look large and varied, taking players from deserts to upside-down cities and more. Yeah, that was that weird, creepy face thing.
Yeah. I mean, it looks wild and cool. Are we back?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I've been here.
Okay, because you disconnected for a real hot second. But okay. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm kind of wondering why Nintendo doesn't do DLC and just go straight for single releases, but I mean, Splatoon is like one of the best-selling newest IP.
Right.
So I guess that also makes sense. So yeah.
Also, if you can't wait for, I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you can't wait for Splatoon 3, play Ninjala. Well, if you're tired of Splatoon 2.
Yeah, probably.
And you can't wait for Splatoon 3. Yeah.
Okay, next up.
That's the closest thing.
Next up, we have Genesis N64 Nintendo Switch Online add-on debuts in October. This is by Graham Russell for Siliconera. The long-rumored update to Nintendo Switch Online is here, bringing Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games to the subscription service. The premium add-on, Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, will include access to the two consoles' libraries. This service will debut in late October. Along with the Genesis and Nintendo 64 and Nintendo Switch Online debuts, the company will be offering special controllers for subscribers to purchase. The controllers are replicas of the original Genesis and N64 pads. Each will cost $49.99, or about $50 US. The controllers will be available for sale at a later date. The Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis are the third and fourth platforms to be added to the service. Nintendo Entertainment System and Famicom games were part of the launch in September 2018, and Super Nintendo Entertainment System games were added a year later. The lineup includes Dr. Mario 64, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, Mario Tennis: Sin and Punishment, Star Fox 64, Super Mario 64, Yoshi's Story, and Winback. Okay, so the inclusion of Super Mario 64 is a head scratcher since we have the Mario collection, but I guess that was also a limited time release. So maybe this is them adding it for better availability. I don't know. Weird, but not unwelcome. As for Sega Genesis, we have Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hard Corps, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, which is a really great game, Gunstar Heroes, Musha, Phantasy Star 4, Rise Star, Shining Force, Shinobi 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Streets of Rage 2, and Strider. All great games. So, for all of you who complained throughout the year and last year, I hope you're happy. So, there. Stop your whinging. You have more games now.
I'm kind of disappointed.
Excuse you. I'll jump through the Discord call to smack you upside the head.
I'm disappointed that it's not Game Boy games instead, because I'm not that big on N64 stuff.
Listen,
but the online play, like stuff like Mario Kart and Mario Tennis, having online play is pretty cool.
Listen, I'm guessing the Nintendo Online system won't be shutting down within a year, so they'll probably add Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games next year-ish. Let's just give them time.
The fact that F-Zero is on the way is good, because otherwise that seems like a very forgotten franchise.
I mean, it doesn't sell well, to be frank. So it's not really a question of a forgotten franchise, more as it's more a thing of people don't seem to like it as much as they say they do. So why should we keep putting it out? As I keep saying on this show, the way companies like developers and publishers view what is best or what is beloved often correlates to what sells a lot. So if we say F-Zero is a beloved franchise, that doesn't necessarily mean the same thing to Nintendo, because they don't see the dollar signs go up. But it exists in its form on the N64 emulator or N64 online service, so at least there's that. Next up, we have Bayonetta 3 trailer offers 2022 release date window. This is by Jenni Lada for Siliconera. Bayonetta 3 finally showed up with a new trailer, and a lot of people were horny on Maid on Twitter. During the September 2021 Nintendo Direct, the Nintendo offered a peek at how Bayonetta will look in the new game. It also offered a better idea of what people can expect from the action game. In addition, the Bayonetta 3 release date will fall in 2022. As in, it will be 2022, not it will be fall 2022. Anyway, you can click on the article for a full breakdown and a trailer. So, remember when we said that the voice actress more or less parted ways with her character in the series?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've played Bayonetta 1, but this current design of Bayonetta resembles a certain character from that game.
Cereza.
Yeah, so it could be that, as the...
Alternate timeline.
Well, it doesn't have to be the alternate timeline, but as the teaser from a few years ago suggested that a certain character would be meeting her end, this...
Or at least being defeated.
Or defeated. Or something. This would more or less line up with what we know and what we think the game will be. But yeah, it looks great.
Right.
It's surprising that it's running at 60 FPS, but then again, it's Platinum Game running off of or squeezing every bit of
it might make
juice.
the Switch chug quite a bit.
Yeah. So there's that. I'm happy you can all finally shut up about Bayonetta 3. It exists in an actual form. So yeah, you're just hoping we all survive until the game drops. Because I'm pretty sure people will be complaining, oh, when's the next Bayonetta reveal? Oh, it's not coming out anymore. Oh, it's probably delayed. Like,
we got a release date window, okay? That's more than we've gotten in a long time.
I'm like, listen, we all have backlogs that are near infinite. Let's just give it a rest, okay? We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
We'll be okay.
Yeah. So
all in all, I think it was a good direct.
I'm pretty happy.
Did it blow my mind? No, but of course not, because it's not. I didn't expect it to.
I mean, it blew my mind. Like Castlevania, ActRaiser. Happy to see Bayonetta lives.
Also, there was nothing besides the Mario casting thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was like nothing that was like. Nothing was like, oh, this is like I never felt like there was a part that was kind of boring to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Like there was never like a sizzle reel of like, oh, this game that wasn't on Switch before is coming to Switch. Like Dying Light 2, Stay Human, it was quick enough that it didn't even like bother me.
It's also the cloud version, so it's probably not going to register for a lot of people. But we also do have Knights of the Old Republic coming to Switch, which is very surprising, given the remake news of last week. So yeah, this was all in all a very, very cool Nintendo Direct, and I'm happy with a lot of the announcements. I guess now is waiting on what comes after. But with Castlevania coming out today or being available now, the rest of my year sorted. I'll be a happy camper. We have a few directs coming up with added information. I'm still playing Tales of Arise. We'll be fine. So yeah, that's our bit of news for the week. Thank you for listening. As always, we want to say, go outside if you can. Breathe some fresh air, touch some grass, go shower.
Unless you're allergic.
Yeah, unless you're allergic. Go shower, wash your butt.
Yeah.
Wash your legs.
Yes.
Because for some reason, a few people don't want to wash below the knees. They see that as unnecessary. Like,
that's a little weird.
What is happening in the United States of America? Did y'all never learn how to bathe properly?
Don't put us all in that category.
Okay.
I don't know. People are weird.
It's probably only Florida.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, get vaccinated. Keep wearing your mask. We'll keep washing your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, don't stop if once stuff settles down. Don't stop washing your hands. Yeah, keep doing that.
What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Go play video games. Go watch anime. Star Wars Vision is out.
Yes.
Check that. It's good. It's good. And cool.
Yes.
Go play video games. Go read a book. Go listen to some music. Hug a person if you can. Have fun. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. This has been Erroll. This has been Jason, and we'll see you next week. And we're out.
Yep. Matinee.